Shalom, shalom. Hey, like, share, comment. Let's get this room filled up. Let's get this thing out there. About to start in a little bit. Let me check those YouTube likes. Shalom, shalom, family. Shalom, Sister Tanya. All praises. Give me a shout out if you're in the room. You know what I'm saying? The water, sis. Once again for your consistent and just gracious support. We appreciate you. The water. Shalom, sis. Princess Erica. Sisters is in the building. Hey, throw some shout outs out there. Let me know who's in here. All praises. You know what I'm saying? Got some peeps in here. Got a good topic today. Y'all saw the topic. Rule thy flesh. That's right. Talking about that temptation to go off. You know, the temptation to be carnal minded. You got to rule that. We're going to get right to it. We got another gem from the couch from way back in the Compton days. We're going to review that. So I ain't going to hold y'all too long. I'm going to get started right into the video because it's a good one and it goes over pretty much one of my daily go-tos. You know, we're going to go over Sirach 2 real quick and a couple other chapters in Sirach and some Proverbs, and then I'm going to throw it over to the crowd and see what kind of feedback I get, you know, because I know this ain't a topic that no one is familiar with. We all familiar with them times where, man, it gets rough, right? But you gotta have some kind of motivation to pull through and let your spiritual man win instead of the carnal, right? Because the carnal gonna always lose. It's always gonna put you at an out. You feel me? So let me cue that video up. Let me cut the beats off, right? And let's start this thing off properly, right? Once again, this is Officer Yaziar of Sakari LBC Wolfpack, right? Sakari Long Beach, aka the Wolfpack, coming at you with another episode of the Couch Captivity Created. And as you see in the title, let me go back to the cover. Rule thy flesh, right? Rule thy flesh. And we got just another gem from the couch. that we're going to go over. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get that queued up. Matter of fact, I think I got it queued up already. Let's see. I got to get that queued up. All right. One second here. Okay. I'm going to copy it right now. And like I said, the reference video that we're going over, it's in the description already. But right now, I'm going to post it in the chat. I just posted it in the chat. That's the reference video we're going over today. Right. I'm going to get started ASAP on that. When I start playing the videos, throw some ones up if sound and video is all good. If not, throw me some twos. But we're going to get right into it. You see the topic, rule thy flesh. Another classic, right? So here we go. Let me cue that up for you.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
That's where you got to start. You coming into this, you have to prepare your soul for temptation.
Right? And Salakia, just so y'all know, we on Sirach chapter 2, right? Starting Sirach 2, starting from the top. All right. One of my go-to dailies. All right. Daily reminder. So just in case we kind of jumped in the middle of that, it's Sirach chapter 2 from the top. All right. Back to the action.
You have to prepare yourself to fight off the flesh. Fight off the things of the world. Fight off what you would have normally been doing in the world and try your best to do better going forward, right? Read it.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright.
You got to set your heart right. You got to set your mind on the right path. You understand? Go ahead.
And
you have to endure, because trials and tribulations are always going to come. So you have to continuously endure. Go ahead.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Don't wait, man. You know what I'm saying? In time of trouble, man, you gotta be quick to get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Cleave unto him.
Go ahead.
And depart not away.
And depart not from the Most High. Read.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last day.
At that last day.
Read. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
We have to remind ourselves, man, what's brought upon us, we need to take cheerfully. You know, brothers, before we started this class, brothers were talking about some of the things we went through that actually brought us, that was the catalyst for bringing us towards where the Most High have us now. You know what I'm saying? Brothers was in hospitals, brothers was in jail cells, brothers was in house arrest. Brothers was sat down. That's what God. You're gonna be sit down for a little bit. You know, physical pains, ailments, right? Fighting cases. So whatever is brought upon you, take cheerfully. Now that y'all in the truth, like this is supposed to give you a peace of mind. You don't gotta wonder no more. This is your peace of mind. Whatever comes your way, take cheerfully. Y'all know me. Y'all know my life. Take cheerfully. It's like why you can laugh so much. Take cheerfully. You can cry about it later on, but for the most part, embrace the pain, embrace the affliction, embrace the torment, embrace the trials and tribulation. Right? Finish it out.
Cleave unto him and depart not away,
Uh-huh.
that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Keep going.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully,
Uh-huh.
and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
I'm not in the same position I was in before. I'm changed to a lower state. But guess what, man? I'm still satisfied with the outcome that both sides of right? As are many of you. You know what I'm saying? But these are the things you gotta go through, especially on this walk, right? We get Proverbs 25 and 16.
Right. So, like I was saying, those little passages is one of my daily go-to. Sirach 2. I usually go from 1 through 5. You know what I mean? It's a daily reminder. Daily reminder. Just to see in the chat. Because I know a bunch of y'all watch the show, y'all watch the live. You know me. But have you ever heard me refer to Sirach 2? Throw a 1 up if you have. I know some peeps in here for sure that's gonna throw 1s up. But if you've ever heard of me refer to Sirach chapter 2, throw some 1s up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to lead into the whole topic. It's the catalyst to what this topic is about, right? Preparing yourself for temptation. And part of the temptation comes when times is rough, right? It's easy to be good when times is good. But when times get rough, that's when the temptation is ever present, right? You see? Well, Ali Yashad definitely heard me say that, right? You feel me? But yeah, now next SARS is going to get into some proverbs. And we know that Sirach is a book of wisdom, based on wisdom. Sirach originally started writing with the intent of expounding upon, the stories and the prophecies that are based on the law, and delving deep into what it is that we're supposed to be doing. So proverbs go hand in hand with that, right? So we're going to get into that next. Back to the show.
All right, I got everybody on. Good Lord. Not a sponsor of Coca-Cola.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 16. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee.
Read it again.
Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee.
Hast thou found honey? Honey is what? Honey tastes good, right? Honey is pleasurable, right? Finish it out.
Lest thou be filled therewith and vomited.
Put the top of it.
Hast thou found honey?
Uh-huh.
Eat so much as it is sufficient for thee.
Why does it say eat as much as sufficient for you? It's just like the verse where it talks about the robbers that come into the grapevine and they don't take just enough, they take it all. So it's telling you, when it comes to that honey, when it comes to that pleasure, when it comes to those things that make you feel good, your vices, eat as much as sufficient for you. But what? Lest thou be filled therewith, meaning in abundance, and then you vomit it up. You understand? Too much of anything is not good. You understand? You know what I mean? All right. Let me get the blue letter for honey.
All right. So look, you know I love my vocabulary, and this is a good one. So I want y'all to pay attention closely to the breakdown here, right? The blue letter, the Hebrew for honey, and how it correlates, to lustful pleasures and so on and so forth, because the Hebrew language just works like that, right? So the English word is honey, but peep the breakdown, right? Peep the breakdown.
Honey, right? By analogy, syrup, honey, right? Sweet things, right? Things that are pleasurable, right? We get Psalms 19, Psalm 1 and 19. Oh, cool. Oh, sure. As a matter of fact, read the definition for hedonism. Yeah, you're not gonna find it in the Bible. Hedon. Yeah. No, no, no. Huh? Why? I need the definition for hedonism. Uh, yeah.
This is the definition for hedonism: the pursuit of pleasure,
The pursuit of pleasure. Right? Go ahead.
sensual self-indulgence.
Self-indulgence. Right? That's what the world is into. Hedonism. You understand? Yeah. Didn't they have like a yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, you probably been every freak thing that been, right? Go ahead.
The philosophy, the ethical theory that pleasure, in the sense of the satisfaction of desire,
Uh-huh.
is the highest good and proper aim of life.
But what did we just read? Read that again. I know you don't want to go back to it. But read hold on. Read Proverbs 25 and 16 again. Yeah.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 16. Hast thou found honey,
Uh-huh.
eat so much as is sufficient for thee.
As thou found pleasure, eat so much that's sufficient for you. Don't do more than you don't get more than you need. Don't take in more than you need. Right? Only what's sufficient for you. Go ahead.
Lest thou be filled therewith
Uh-huh.
and vomit.
And vomit it up. Right? Let me get that. Psalms 1 and 19. 1 and 19. Psalm. What? 1 and 19. Nah, y'all fine. Nah, that don't work either. Okay, man, y'all, come on, calm down. You act like come on. I might roll it wrong, I guess. Let me see. No. Oh, is it 119? Yeah, what's Psalm 119 speak? Psalm 119. Let's get this here. Oh. Very true. Let's get Ciroc 19 and 2. Oh my God! All right. Yeah. All right. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, don't get help. Yeah.
19 and verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Wine and women. Remember, this is about, listen, it's about ruling thy flesh, man. Right? Remember, the first verse is about having some pleasure, but not in abundance. Read that again.
Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Will make men of understanding to fall away. Wine and women. Drunkenness and the chasing of women, right, will make men of understanding to fall away, right? And go ahead.
And he that cleaves to harlots will become impure.
Become what?
Impure.
Let me get the blue there for impudent. Where is this? Yeah. All right.
Salaki. Yeah. So look, we went from Proverbs back to Sirach, right? Now, just as I want to quiz the crowd real quick. We know there's some chapters in Sirach that really break down, you know what I'm saying, relationship wise, what's wise and what's the prize for a wicked man. But in the chat right now, throw me one of your best precepts about hard-headed, wicked brothers from Sirach. Another one of my go-tos, right? I want to see where the crowd is at before we get into this one, because this one right here explains your typical Christian, right? They claim they love Christ, but they hate the law. And those two don't go together, right? Because Christ's going to say, I don't know you. See what I'm saying? So what makes these men try to justify being wicked? Throw me a scripture out there. Throw me a precept. I'll give y'all about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, keep it moving. But I want to see where the crowd is at, because we in Sirach. So that's your clue right there. But I want to see where y'all at with Sirach, because it's a powerful book. It's a powerful book. You got to get familiar with Sirach, especially in tough times when you need wisdom to get you over the hump. Let me see what we get. What kind of responses we get from the crowd here. I'll give y'all another 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. I know it's a little bit of delay, so I might give y'all an extra 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who pulls the right precept. Once again, what would be the perfect precept for hard-headed, stiff-necked, wicked brothers that just find any excuse to justify their wickedness? It's another term for that is cognitive dissonance. All right. Let's see where y'all at with it. All right. It's been about enough time. So let's see what we got in the chat. Let's see who is on point in the chat. Hey, look, I see I see a good one. I see a good one there. It's a decent one. It's not what I'm looking for, but it's a good one. I mean, Sirach is laden. Play on words, right? You see, I did. Sirach is laden with these kind of with this kind of wisdom and understanding. But this is the one I'm looking for, right? Come on, War Dog. Don't be lazy. Paste the verse. That's the verse I'm looking for, right? Let's see what else we got. There's plenty of it in Sirach. That's why I threw it out there, because there's so many that are correct. But the one that I was thinking of is Sirach 32 and 17. It's another one. It's another good one too. Sirach 26, right? Sirach 26 talk about, you know, a wise man and a righteous man's prize, right? But Sirach 25 talks about, you know, a wicked man's reward, right? So look, here we go. Sirach 32 and 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will, right? Throw a one in the chat if y'all know people like that. Yeah, I can't keep the law because, it's not possible. Nobody can keep the law. Since I break one little one, I might as well just throw my hands up. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? How many brothers you know that make the excuse why they want to be wicked, why it's okay to be wicked over and over and over again? You see? Right? I see some ones in there. A bunch of ones, right? It's a go-to. They make that excuse. But there is no excuse, because that's thinking carnally, right? That's thinking with the flesh. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And if you're a spiritual man, you truly believe that. You see what I'm saying? If you're thinking carnally, you're bound to fail. You're doomed from the start if you think carnally, because your flesh is set up to lose. We got to be reborn spiritually, right? And building your spirit is a process. So it starts with your foundation. Your solid foundation is this milk, is this law. You see what I'm saying? It's ones back to back to back in the chat, right? Because we all know people like that. So we have to equip ourselves with the patience and the wisdom and the understanding to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? It's difficult, but you got to put yourself in somebody. You got to have empathy, right? Because that's how you grow spiritually. When you learn the fruits of the spirit, right? Mercy, grace, right? You got to have empathy for your brothers and sisters that's out there struggling, because guess what? When the Most High puts something on you, you're gonna need the same support back. So if you want forgiveness, you got to give forgiveness, right? If you want empathy, you got to give empathy. If you want grace, you got to give grace. And that's how you build your spirit, is by your deeds, right? Not just hearing the law, but doing it. See what I'm saying? Christ explained to us how we should do it. So let's get back to that. Let's get back to the video, right? I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here.
One, in verse 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path.
My son walked out of the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path, right? Don't go down that same road they going, right? You know how it goes. Y'all know when your parents say that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We didn't necessarily eat something, right? Keep going.
For their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood.
Go ahead.
Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird.
Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know? You about to get caught up going on that road, going on that path, right? Following them to the wickedness. Right? Go ahead.
And they lay wait for their own blood.
Meaning what? You're only leading yourself to your own destruction. Keep going.
They lurk privily for their own lives.
Go ahead.
So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain.
See, and that like brothers say, man, chase the bag, right? I was watching a video on Instagram about these brothers that decided to rob like downtown, in Beverly Hills, in broad daylight, sitting at a restaurant for a watch that he had on. Seen that, right? And they shoot him. Broad daylight. Busy. Listen, I work out there. Busy for a watch. They're all arrested. Like, you can't. So are the ways of everyone that is gain. My nigga, work, bro. Work.
Right? Hey, look, cold point right there. Because I brought up earlier how many of us know brothers that make every excuse in the world why they can't, turn their life around and walk a righteous path. They make every excuse in the world, right, to stay in the world. But at the same time, just like the scripture said, another phraseology of it in the world is misery loves company, right? Wicked brothers, they don't want to see you shining that light. They would rather have an old wicked nigga. You know what I'm saying? Sad but true. Oh man, you was more fun when you was out to the club with us, at the strip club with us, drinking and smoking and philandering. They rather see you do that. They rather see you live that life because they miserable doing it themselves. But is weak and don't have the spiritual fortitude to break out of that carnal mind state. See what I'm saying? They don't want to put the effort in. They don't want to put the work in. You know, just like any athlete, you got to put time in the gym, reps. It's not no overnight thing. But brothers that's lazy and wicked and got that weak spirit, I call it the spirit of defeat, a defeatist attitude. Oh, I can't keep all the law, so I might as well, do whatever. Come on, man. Them the brothers that'll drag you down into the darkness. You see what I'm saying? So we philandering, right? You like that word. It's one of them old folks words. But look, those the type of brothers that'll drag you down like crabs in a bucket. So you got to be aware. It's a double-edged sword when you out there and trying to, you know what I'm saying? You trying to put the word out to the people. You trying to feed the flock. Hey, it can get wary. You know what I'm saying? And people are shooting them fiery darts at you. But guess what? You got to remain humble. You got to remember you once was on the other side of the road, right? And you got to display, you got to work within the fruits of the spirit. You see what I'm saying? It's not always about, cutting somebody or making them feel bad about how they living. It's about edifying, and to edify means to build up. Like an edifice is a building, right? A part of a building. You want to build people up. That takes wisdom. That takes more than just knowledge of scriptures or more than just watching a video and repeating it. It takes wisdom because every individual is different. Every individual goes through different things. So through the spirit, the Most High has to bless you with the ability to be the right person at the right time for someone at any point in time. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a two-way street. When you learn this truth, you're not supposed to hide your light under the bush or hide your light under the bed set, right? You're supposed to shine your light. But what if you come from an environment where if you go back to try to chop it up with the homies, it might be some real funk real quick. And it's real niggas that remember you might have turned your life around last year, but the year before, nigga, you was out there in the thick of it. You got to realize, man, this ain't no easy life. Nothing comes easy, right? But to those with great responsibility, right? You have to those that have a great blessing, like we do as Israelites, this inheritance, this law, right? These promises, a lot is expected of you. You should walk at a higher standard. You should set yourself at a higher standard, right? Stop being like these brothers that's done mentally dead, thinking there's no way that they could turn their life around because they're thinking carnally, right? And misery loves company, right? So prepare yourself for temptation because the closest people to you is the ones that'll try to pull you down, right? We're gonna get back to some of this video.
You understand? But guess what? It's the lust of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? That greed, that gain. Go ahead, finish it up.
So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? If we get Psalm 19, Sirach 19 and 2. You get there yet? No, right? We pulled it, we ain't read it, right? Ready? Oh, yeah, read that. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. It's happened to the greatest of us, right? When it talks about, it's in the Bible somewhere, where it talks about what's more powerful, the king, alcohol, or women? The alcohol makes you do messed up stuff. So alcohol controls you. The king, he's got power. Guess what? The woman has power over the king. See how that works?
Right. Look, that's another nugget from Sirach. I mean, it's so much of it, right? And earlier Gamal pointed out Sirach 26. You got Sirach 25. It goes really in depth into relationships between husband and wife, right? And what SARS was just bringing out is the story. The question was posed: what or who is more powerful, the wine, the woman, or the king? And it's a beautiful breakdown in Sirach. I highly recommend go back, dust the pages off, and polish up on that story. You know what I'm saying? Bonus for anyone who you know what I'm saying, know that scripture and go ahead and post it. But we're gonna get into that.
Because what do men do all this stuff for? Come on, nigga, rob to get money, so you show off. The greatest one. A woman is more powerful than the king, right? Because although Bill Clinton was able to get hit, you know what I'm saying? It was still the wife that decided to stay that made him the man he was. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, you gotta talk up. Hey, they make moves. Make more moves than the king. You understand? Queen gotta protect the king. You know? When the pawn gets to the other side, what happens? You can only rank up the queen. You can't rank up no king. You know? Same checkers. You know what I'm saying? Talking about strategy. Right? Go ahead. Go on. Can't get to where
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
Go ahead.
This is the definition for impudent.
All right. Did you read the definition? I see this happen.
You said this.
Go ahead.
This is the definition for impudent. I said this is the definition for impudent. Offensively bold or disrespectful. Insolent or impertinent.
Okay. All right. Ephesians 5 and 18. Kill him, Paul. What it was the man that deals with a lot of heartless comes in modest, right? Shameless. A man that deals with harlots, shameless.
Five in verse 18. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess.
Excess. Meaning in abundance, right? Go ahead.
But be filled with the Spirit.
But be filled with the Spirit, right? Read it again.
And be not drunk with wine.
And be not drunk with wine. Remember, this is a part of the flesh, man. This man, hey, every other day I like to have my little pipes, you know what I'm saying? You can't do it in abundance, right? That's why you'll see brothers in this room will go a month without drinking anything else than water. You know what I'm saying? Because you came from a world where anything can just take hold of you. You know, you think you eat, drinking, anything. When you were able to cut that off for a period of time, it shows it's better to help understand that these things don't really have control of it. You understand? You know, I quit eating cigarettes cold turkey.
Right. So look, that's an important little spot right there in the video. Is ruling your flesh. How do you rule your flesh? That's the whole concept of fasting, right? When you fast, you give up something that you normally would consume or normally would partake in, right? You could say, I'm not going to drink any sugary, soda drinks for a month. I'm going to go on a fast from sugar drinks and just drink water, you know, and tea and so on and so forth. Or you could say, I'm going to lay off the liquor for a month, or I'm gonna lay off of sweets and eat better. Those are things that spiritually, they're spiritual builders, right? Because you take something away from yourself physically that you crave or that you're accustomed to, right? Or in some cases, maybe taking a hold on you because you're a little too much cake, you know what I'm saying? And the weight is coming on, or a little too much drink, and you're feeling, you know what I'm saying, the effects of that, so on and so forth. Uh, when you stop partaking in that, there's a period of withdrawal, right? You're gonna crave that sweet, man. If you try to cut off eating pie and cakes and candy and stuff like that, you're gonna crave it. But the longer that you abstain from it, the stronger your spirit gets, because now it's winning over the flesh. Now you've convinced your flesh that you didn't even need that, right? It was all a figment of your imagination. But these are the concepts we got to it's common sense things that we got to do. Sometimes you got to check yourself and say, look, man, I put on a little weight. What do I need to do? Yeah, of course, exercise, but start with diet. Not necessarily a diet where you're watching your calories, but just eat better. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going in fast food all the time, man, go to the grocery store, get you some food, make you a balanced meal. Right. And that's what Sarge is talking about here. Balance. See what I'm saying? Do things in moderation and in balance. And then also, if something is, if you're noticing that something is consuming your time or having a negative effect on your life, you should be able to cut it out. You need to have that mental fortitude, because that's an indicator of your spiritual strength, right? Ruling over your flesh. So we're gonna get a few more minutes of that, because it's some good points Sarge is making right here. I want y'all to hear this.
The same day. And believe me, Sakari, I used to be like, serious, man, I can't smoke weed. I used to ask Chief and Sarge that every time I went to camp as a prospect. So, besides, man, you gotta, like, start smoking weed, man. I'm like, weed, and then they were like, bro, if you're trying to teach your people, how would you look teaching them that? You gotta tell them they're not good. Say, God, hold that, let me get Sirach 37 and 12. And then I heard Elder Sabak bring this out one day. 32 and 17, both shot.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32, in verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved.
A sinful man will not be reproved. Right?
But findeth an excuse according to his will.
So while Chief Demon telling me, yo, Bazak, can't be smoking weed, man, I'm sitting there like, yeah, but even before I even had the conversation, I'm looking up different words in the Hebrew. I'm looking up Google. I'm like, can you show me weed in the Bible? And I went cannabis, brother. I went every route I could. And while I'm doing that, I hear Elder Zabak bring that out, right, on a video. And I said, good God, I'm over here. Read it again. 32 and
A simple man will not be reproved.
A sinful man will not be reproved. I would not be corrected. You understand? Go ahead.
But findeth an excuse.
But I was looking for an excuse. No matter what anybody said, I'm looking for an excuse. What?
According to his will.
According to my will. And when I heard that, and when I was looking for these different ways that I was able to smoke weed, I said, nah, I can't do this no more. That's me right there all day. Simple man will not be reproved, but he find an excuse according to his will. And I want all of you to be mindful of that, and all of you to be aware of that when it comes to your own lives. A simple man will not be corrected. What it was about the dread? Heard that dread thing? It's like, yeah, but other brothers, and I was like, yeah, but I seen a video. Yeah, bro. No, bro, don't do that here. You know what I'm saying? So, to each his own, man. I mean, brothers gonna get it when they get it. If you don't get it, the Most High showed it to you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. At least you know who you are now. You ain't got to question that. You just work out the kinks along the way, right? What Paul said, you just got to abstain from being strangled, you know what I'm saying? Blood and sexual fornication. You know, that was it. That was it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's just start off like this, baby steps, right? Don't run. You know, we ain't got nowhere to go, right? Let me get that.
Right. All praises, right? That's why I brought that out earlier, because the way SARS break it down, man, is playing upon tables. And it's relatable because he's not saying you need to do this and you need to do that. He's saying this is what I did. This is how I went through it. This is how the light bulb came on. You know what I'm saying? When I heard Priest of Box say X, Y, and Z. It's relatable. And you know, these are the things that we have to put to the front of our mind, right? Drop all excuses, drop all of the defeatist attitude, and work on your spirit. You see what I'm saying? And how do you work on your spirit? Man, do these deeds. Don't just be hearers of the law. Do the law. Keep the faith, right? And go out there and do what we commanded to do. Is to shine this light, to be an example. Okay? So look, my boy Jeremiah, what's happening, King? He always got one-liners. He said he broke it down like a fraction, right? Of course, to the most common denominator possible, right? Most common denominator possible. All praises. So look, this is what I want to do right now. Powerful, powerful. Yeah, look, once again, I'm gonna put the link. The link is in the description, but this is the link to the reference video. Powerful class, right? Y'all need to go check it out. And it's a good leeway into studying more about Sirach. Sirach can cover relationships. It cover a lot of things, man. It's all about wisdom, right? So I highly recommend this episode, just like every episode. I mean, it just seemed like the ones back in Compton, man, it's nostalgic for me. Every time I go back and watch one, I'm like, man, remember that. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to, you know what I'm saying, walk with me on that. Go check out some of the old episodes. But right now, it's your time for any questions, comments, concerns, precepts, whatever you got. I'm going to throw on some music. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to kick back for 30 seconds to a minute or so. And I'm going to see what y'all got to say. All right? Work with me here. Let me get this set up properly. All right? Y'all see what it is. Rude Eye Flesh, right? Couch Captivity Created. It was episode number 40 back in the day, right? We on episode 157 right now. That was episode 140. I mean, Slacky, episode 40. 117 episodes prior to this, right? So that's well over 2 years. Well over 2 years, because we put out about close to 50 episodes a year because, sometimes we're on the road. Sometimes, we had other obligations on Wednesday. So we put out 45 to 50 episodes a year. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. You hear what you got to say. Questions, comments, precepts, right? Now is the time. Throw some ones up if you want me to turn the beats up. Question from Jeremiah, right? Hawaiians and Cambodians, two very different people, right? But like I said, all skin folk and can folk. A lot of the Hawaiians, they're Polynesian, so they do have some common descendancy with the Samoans, who would be Japhites, right? The Cambodians, again, it's a pretty diverse little ethnicity in and of itself, but I do believe Cambodia is Southeast Asia. It's near enough to Japan, but far enough away, right, where they make a distinction. But yeah, you never know individually who is who, because like I said, the Israelites are spread to the four corners of the earth. But in general, I would say the Hawaiians would most likely be Japhites because of their close descendancy to the Samoans. They're Polynesian. And the Cambodians would most likely be Ammonites because of their proximity to Japan, right? But like I said, that's a blanket statement. You feel me? Great question. Hey, great precept. Great precept. Right? Galatians 5:16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Right? Whichever beast you feed, that's the one that's going to win. Great precept. Hey, we're approaching that 1 hour mark. You know what I'm saying? We get y'all about another 30 seconds for your questions, comments, concerns, or some precepts. Then we're going to land this plane. All praises, all praises. Look, a good hour's worth. But like I said, with that reference video, man, it's a plethora, a wealth of gems in that episode alone. But I encourage you, man, go through the archives, man, like, share, comment, get that word out, man. As you can see, we got a library, we got an archive of gems. that I can just keep bringing them out every week and never end. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Right? What you say, Jeremiah? Thanks, man. The flesh almost got me, but I stayed 10 toes down. Right? Hey, all praises, my G. Man, look, the Most High bless you with that opportunity and that understanding to go to the brink and turn back around, man. Look, so being returned, put in 10 times the effort. You feel me? Hey, look, and that's funny because it wasn't no coincidence that Jeremiah was down there in Hollywood working and, took a break from work, went up the street and ran into the brothers, man. That's telling you something, Jeremiah. You feel me? You feel me? George Floyd. I missed the conversation about George Floyd in the chat, but what's the topic on George Floyd? I missed that conversation in the chat as I was preparing for this episode, right? But I know that there was something going on in the chat talking about George Floyd. Somebody give me the breakdown. It's been 4 years today. Man, you're right. And then look, it was early June when we went downtown LA, or no, it was West Hollywood, and then we worked our way over. You know what I'm saying? It's been 4 years, right? So Saturday will be the official 4-year anniversary, right? This Saturday. Yep. I remember it was the event happened, and then like a couple weeks later, the video got real popular, right? Yeah, it happened. It happened May 25th. And it took like a week for the video to come out because at first they wanted to kind of bury it. They wasn't even going to prosecute. But when the video got viral, then, the media storm happened. And then a couple weeks later, it was protests from coast to coast. And we went down, like I said, we went to LA. I believe we went multiple days, if I'm not mistaken. We definitely did multiple days in LA, right? At least multiple locations, man. It was something to behold. As a matter of fact, we got that video. That video is in the chat, in the archive. It's in the archive. All you got to do is go to, let me see if I can search it real quick. You go to the Wolfpack, the Sakari LBC Wolfpack. Let me see if it works. If I got any sense, I would have put George Floyd, right? I would have put George Floyd in the title. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Matter of fact, yeah, we definitely got that in the video, in the archives, right? I'm gonna put a link to that. Get that circulating because I know it's a reason why Sarge mentioned it. He probably got a hell of a lesson built around that, So look, that link right there, that's the link to the George Floyd protest video that we put out. It was a banger. Let me see how many views we got on that. It was decent. Yeah, a little over 1,300 views. Probably should have been more, but YouTube, they be hating. I can't call it. You feel me? But I think that was a banger. Go check that out, though. All praises. Didn't even realize it was that long ago. Man. All praises. Right? So look, we just a little past an hour. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to land the plane. I'm gonna give you the final announcement. When the pilot go boom, you hear that boom, that little bing, and it's time for you to return to your seat. You know what I'm saying? All praises, Dwayne Scott. Check that out, King. It's a banger for sure. I put it in it's in the chat. The link is in the chat, right? Classic, right? You feel me? Look, memories. Some good memories, right? Right. They look, they tried to make the Asian hate crime law around that time. Crazy how they do us, man. Crazy how they do us, right? But look, last call, you know what I'm saying? For our sign off. Did I miss any questions? Do you have any concerns? Right? The captain has put on his fasten the seatbelt sign because we is about to go wheels down. You feel me? It's been another great episode. All praises, you know what I'm saying? This is a labor of love for me. I enjoy spending time with y'all, you know what I'm saying? And the feedback is always much appreciated. You feel me? So continue to get that feedback in the comments when this video goes, you know what I'm saying? When the live is done and it's posted, make sure you go in there and like, share, and comment, man. Get this thing out there. Get this word out there. Let's help this channel out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We out here putting in this work. You feel me? Shalom to you, sis. It's always a pleasure to have you in the building. The water, right? And I want to give a big shout out to my war dog, Lakab Malakwath. Take the kingdom 100. You feel me? Hey, and with that, I want to give Call Hello Yahweh by Shimmy Al Shach and Kwam Yashrola.